Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Macho Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great on this Wednesday, right? Wednesday early evening. Um, so this is my first time doing all live readings ever on my channel. Yeah, I would strongly suggest taking advantage of this opportunity. But anywho, for those of you who are new to the channel, when you pop in, welcome, and I hope you like what you see here. Decide to stick around, hit that like button and that subscribe button, notification bell, all of those different things that help support the channel. And for those of you who have already been rocking with your girl for a while, welcome back, and thank you for the continued support. Like someone like Monique, for instance, thank you, honey, thank you. Without further ado, as you guys saw in in thanks love, as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be free mini readings. So they're like my readings are in depth just in general anyway. Just even when it's like a super simple like yes or no question, I never just leave you with just a yes or a no. So like these are going to be like mini readings to like give you insight about whatever you ask about, whether it's a specific question that you want me to look into, or if it's an area of your life that you would like me to look into at this time. I'll give you some intuitive messages about that and what spirit wants you to know. So Monique is already here and she liked and everything. So I'm going to assume that means my girl wants, excuse me, a free reading. Um, hey Aya, aka my sister. I would say for you guys to check my girl out because she's amazing. Yeah, Veronica at Aya Inspired Tarot. Definitely subscribe to her channel. Um, so yeah. I already cleansed the space and everything, but I'm gonna still do like a little mantra before we start. Spirit only let positive energy into these readings that I provide for the people of the collective energy when it comes to their personal paths right now and what they need to know at this time for their highest good, clearest and most accurate messages. And I always do a little prayer in between anyway, but yeah. Amen. So yeah, thank you, Aya. Yes, so Monique came in first. So, what would you like to know, love? Do you have like a specific question, or would you just like a general reading? Let me know in the comment section. It's first come, first serve. So I'm just gonna, as I see you guys like kind of chiming in the comments, that's when I will assume that you want a reading. And I don't have like a list written out, but just I'll kind of look through and see who like commented and said that they want one. So we're gonna start with Monique. All right, Monique. So you say you want a general reading. Let's see. Let's start with which deck do I think I should start with here for general? All right. I'm gonna start with the Ascending Life Oracle for you. All right. So for Monique, just starting out, as soon as I split the deck, we have Karmic Cycle. Here it says settling scores in life, karmic relationship, karmic patterns or negative cycles, and personal growth. So congratulations in advance on that. The fact that you are working at closing out those cycles, working on yourself, doing what's necessary for your highest good. I love to see that and I love to hear that. Oh, also guys, like as I'm doing this, the way that I'm having, like, I'm fixated on the person's comment so that I can connect with their energy. So if I don't say anything to you right away, that's the reason why. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to acknowledge you or I don't see you. It's just right now I'm focused on that person at that time. So I don't want you guys to like feel discouraged, like I'm ignoring you or anything like that. Like I see Cedaria, which is another one of my supporters. Thank you for tapping in. So don't think that I don't see you. I see that you do want one. Yeah. All right, so for Monique, what does Monique need to know at this time for her highest? So there's the most accurate message for Monique. Let's get maybe 2 or 3 cards from here. Isolation. So I'm getting that you've been, is on the bottom of the deck here after I shuffled. I'm getting that you've been kind of to your own lately. And yeah, see, that's funny that you said that, because the card that came out, ironically enough, I just saw your comment that you said you just feel lost in life right now. Isolation. You're probably kind of like in hermit mode right now, doing your own thing, kind of just trying to figure it all out. But you're breaking karmic curses and patterns and things like that, which is good. This isolation card here on the bottom of the deck, it says being emotionally removed, choosing to be alone, recharging your mind and body, and introspection. So you're doing a lot of inner work and focusing on your highest self at this time and what needs to be done. So let's get like 2 or 3 cards from here. Then I'll pull from the tarot and give some final advice from spirit, and then I'll kind of, keep on going down the rotation of people that I'm seeing popping in. All right, let's get 2 or 3 cards for Monique. Thank you. All right, we have luck. I like that. Good fortune, positive change, fulfilled wishes, and unexpected happiness here. Nice. Very nice. Always like to, you might be seeing a lot of ladybugs lately. Actually, I saw a couple in my house recently. So, it's like luck is on your side. That could be, Spirit's way of kind of talking to you and letting you know, hey, we see that you're working hard. We see that you've been really, doing what's necessary to, step into this new phase of life. And with that said, they're like, luck is about to be on your side. You will see some changes happening. 2 cards came. Wow, look at this. Ooh, 2 cards came out. All right, so we have rare gift, a special gift given to you. Seize the opportunities. Unique gifts bring luck and success. The power to attract wealth is here. Nice. I'm all for that. And we also have love here. Romantic feelings, mutual attraction. Someone has feelings for you and focusing on love. Being that you were talking about kind of being to yourself and stuff right now, I think that that's Spirit's way of saying like you're focusing more so on like self-love at this time, but as you kind of work on and continue to improve that relationship that you have with yourself, that's going to kind of open that door and that avenue towards romantic love as well. But you kind of have to do that inner work first, hence the sense of isolation at this time. Let's get one more from this deck, and then we're going to look into the tarot. Yeah, see, we have the devil here. Addiction problem, excess, obsession, dependency, materialism, bad financial habits, and shadow self. You're doing shadow work. It came out, and this is interesting, it came out along with online, being active on social media, strong social media presence, influencer, emails, online dating, online business. Let me know if any of that makes any sense or resonates. But it could also be kind of saying, like, let's say if this is about like a past person or something like that, you kind of cut ties with, they might be watching you, and that's something that you already put an ending to, so that's done. Nothing to really worry about there, but that energy like kind of tries to linger around. It says inevitable end, big transformation, shedding required, and dead end here. So that's on the bottom. I feel guided to look at the top as well. Playfulness, having more fun in life, not taking life too seriously, enjoying the little things in life, careful not to go overboard. So they really want you to like have fun and just like do something nice for yourself. Maybe a night out on the town type of thing. Let your hair down, have fun, be social. Especially being that it seems like you've been kind of isolated. So maybe team up with some friends, go out, have a good time. Nothing wrong with that. Lightning in the middle of the deck, sudden fast change, taking quick action, shocking events, and love striking you unexpectedly. So we got like something about love though, like, but I'm also getting like it could be like a past person trying to come back around. And if it's not like romance, it could just be like somebody who you had emotional ties to, who might be like kind of lingering in the background. getting something along those lines. All right, so I'm going to pull from the tarot, and then we'll get some guidance for you, and then I'll look down the line to see who else pops in. All right, yeah, see, you got your guard up for sure. 9 of Wands. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, having your guard up, you know, rightfully so when, you know, you've been through a lot of things, especially when you're trying to protect your peace because you're manifesting. With the Magician here, you're working on yourself. And, you know, anybody who tries to kind of come in and infiltrate that, yeah, you should keep that guard up. You know, just be mindful of, you know, the approach and, you know, not closing yourself off completely to people because of things that happened in the past, because of the fact that you can lose out on good connections in that way, whether it's romantic, friends, so on and so forth, jobs even. I just saw the Hermit card. Yeah, see, look. Got the Devil here. We got the Ace of Wands, which is about passionate new beginnings. So it's like got the Devil energy that showed up kind of twice. You know, being intuitive and using being intuitive and using your discernment. Yeah, definitely still in a restful place. We got 4 of Swords on the bottom, so you're definitely still kind of healing, resting, which is, there's nothing wrong with that at all. All right, tell us more for Monique. Clear some most accurate messages for Monique. I think a 3-card spread would be good for you. Let's see. So let's do recent past first. Thank you. Yep, there we go. The Tower. Yeah, the Tower definitely happened, and you know that's like that lightning card, right? You know, lightning strikes, and it's like life be life in. It's kind of one of those kind of things. And that might have made you feel like things got stagnant and slowed down in your life with this Knight of Pentacles here. But I also feel like with that Knight of Pentacles kind of showing up, yeah, see, look, the Sun on the top. So it's like, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like slow and steady wins the race. Sometimes, you know, certain things happen. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, allows certain things to happen in our lives in order for us to be able to, you know, pick up the pieces, move forward, stronger and better than ever. And you're working towards your happiness right now. And it's been a process. It's not happening overnight, but it's something that had to happen the way that it happened in order for you to move forward. But because you're going to start moving towards this 10 of Pentacles. Tell me more. What else does Monique need to know? What's going on currently? So we have the Knight of Swords, which is about seizing new opportunities. You're really taking life by the horns right now and saying, okay, I'm about to, you know, allow myself to really be in control of things now. I'm also getting, though, don't make any hasty decisions. Definitely be discerning about the decisions that you make. But yeah, I feel like there's about to be like a faster moving energy in your life because of the fact that you're seeming like you're ready for, you know, more things to come through. It's just a matter of, you know, the right opportunities and timing and things like that. Yeah, see, because again, 4 of Swords here again. It's definitely about just timing, right? Making sure that, you know, you have your ducks in a row and stuff like that, which is not a bad thing. You know, planning ahead and planning accordingly, definitely a good thing. Yeah, thank you. Using your best judgment, right? It's a judgment call kind of thing. So not a bad thing. You know, I think that you're also focusing on and keeping in mind partnerships. It could be like in terms of business related things or work related, I'm not sure, but we do have 3 of Pentacles here, which is about teamwork. So, you know, there might be some type of venture that you're working on in terms of like business or career, or it could just be saying, just, you know, being able to have the right people in your circle, people that you can learn from, so on and so forth. I hope that makes sense. Let's get what's happening in the future or likely outcome. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups here. Sun. This card, it's like spinning around in my hand type shit. Eight of Wands. I wanted to come out in the reverse. Yeah, there could be a person from the past that might try to come back into your energy, and I'm kind of getting like use your discernment there, because it's all about like, yeah, see. I feel like this person's trying to come back around because you already distanced yourself from them, whoever this person is, and they might have been deceptive or something in the past, and they're trying to plot on how to come back into your energy. Is what I'm kind of getting. What are their intentions? I'm not necessarily sure. You have to use your discernment on that, because you'll know better than me at this time, because this is just a mini reading. So I'm not sure if it's like a romantic partner, or if it's like a friend, family member. I'm not sure on that part. But like, whatever the case, just, definitely use your discernment about that person's energy, and, what their intentions are when they come back into your energy. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, see, because we have parting ways when I split the deck. This is somebody who you already, separated yourself from. It may be time to move on from this situation, or this person or this situation is here. So that's just from splitting the deck. So somebody who you already kind of, cut ties with, trying to come back into your energy is what I'm getting. Wake up call on the bottom of the deck. You're about to discover your life's purpose. So in the process of all the stuff that already took place, this has helped you really come into your higher self. And that's why you've been feeling so isolated, because it does take, that time away from everybody and everything else to be able to say, okay, I'm going to focus on me right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. So while it might seem very, very lonely, it's kind of a little bit of a choice to an extent. Like, don't cut yourself off from everything and everyone too much. Be able to kind of know, like, the people that you want in your energy. This is a little bit of advice just coming from me now, like, because I've been there. Like, keep in mind the people that you want in your space and your energy, and nurture those relationships, as well as nurturing your relationship with self during that, that time of isolation, if that makes any sense. Let's get one card from here for final piece of advice, and then we're going to look at that comment section and see who else has commented, who might want a reading. Yep, look. And the card came out again, like, officially. It was on the bottom of the deck, and now it's officially on the spread. So, yeah, I don't need to, read it again. But, yeah, self-sabotage on the bottom. The magic touch. Like, you have to understand your worth is what I'm getting here. Especially when it comes to which relationships are worth, fostering and, working on, improving, so on and so forth. And that might be an old habit that you're working on, right? Because we definitely are getting, like, this energy of, like, death, rebirth kind of vibes, these major endings and transformations that brought on something new, so on and so forth. I hope that makes sense. So Monique, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. I hope it made sense. I'm going to kind of scroll down a little bit just to kind of see if I see your comments. So I see that, a lot of you guys did come through with yeah. So the best way I can do this at this time, because I don't have, like, a second device where I could, like, look on a computer or something. I just want to, like, focus solely on each person as I see them coming through. First come, first serve kind of thing. And then so I do know that I just did Monique's reading. And I know Aya popped in. Aya, would you like a reading? I know you said you were probably getting ready to pop into your own reading, so um, let's see. And I thank you also for moderating as you're also asking and patiently waiting for your reading. Greatly appreciate you. All right, so whatever comes out, okay, got it. Well, I am going to start off with the deck that you gifted me, the Shaman's Dream, because I just absolutely love this deck. I adore this deck. It's so great. Um, and it just is so powerful. Like, I remember the first time I used it, I cried because I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, the fact that it just knew what I needed to know at that time was so. It's Aya, aka Veronica, from Aya Inspired Tarot. Check her out. She's amazing. I've gone to her for readings. Even the healers need some healing, all right? So definitely check her out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll back up so that way I don't lose track of the people who have been in queue. So I'll probably just be doing a little bit of bouncing back and forth in that way until I have a better system, because I did not charge up my computer, so, and then my phone was dying, so I do apologize for any inconveniences in terms of slow delivery or anything like that. And then I know after Aya is going to be Cedaria, as long as she's still here. Alright, so this is for my girl Aya, aka Veronica. Here's the most accurate messages for Aya. I don't know why that was going to come out all weird like that. That was so funny. Alright. Bottom of the deck, Aya, we've got Unmarked Trail, Revelation. So there's some type of revelation happening. Seeing things with a new set of eyes I'm kind of getting. And maybe it has something to do with finding a sense of balance. I'm getting that simply because of, especially maybe when it comes to the heart space, because, excuse me, I'm seeing this green here, and also like there's like stones, like those balancing stones. Um, I'm getting something along those lines, and this is a part of, you know, the journey that it might not necessarily make sense, because it might have just kind of happened out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, what the fuck is this? I don't understand what that means. I'm getting something like that, right? Maybe just like learning something new and not really knowing where it came from. All right, so what does Veronica need to know? Here's the most accurate, so we'll get like maybe two from here. These are so powerful. It's like you don't need a lot of cards from this deck. Like it really will put you in your place and let you know exactly what you need to know. All right, so we have Winter's Dream, gestation period. So this is definitely a time of just like lying low. Like you're just kind of Spirit is calling you right now to just do, I heard meditation. Be like in a more like meditative state, flow like state. Um Finding that sense of inner balance and peace. We are approaching fall, which, you know, is about the harvest and, you know, seeing the things that, you know, we've worked on, you know, kind of coming into fruition. But it's also about allowing things to kind of fall away, no pun intended, and preparing for what happens in the winter, which is more dormant, right? So really kind of, they're saying take it slow. You know, take it slow. I heard snail's pace. Like, you know, you might feel like you're being pulled in too many different directions, and they're letting you know, like, take it a little bit slower so that you're not doing, you know, you're not biting off more than you can chew is what I'm getting. Tell me more for Veronica. Not to mention, it's also about kind of giving birth to something new too. Gestation is about, you know, the same thing as like pregnancy, right? So it's like, it's about you're nurturing something within yourself that's going to be given life. So you have to really make sure you're getting your rest in order to do that. Hope that makes sense. Let's get one more from here. Skybridge, possibility for a union. That's nice. So with that, possibility for a union. So if there's some special person in your life right now, there's possibility there for something to happen. But again, it's kind of saying take it slow. Like, didn't necessarily ask for like a love reading or anything, but they're definitely like letting us know like, oh, maybe there's something on the horizon there. And if you don't feel like that's about love, it could be more about just, you know, kind of reconnecting with source, reconnecting with your higher self, ancestors, so on and so forth, and getting that as well, because they're all on your team, they're all rooting for you. um, Bottom of the deck, we have the farther gate, bold step forward. I'm honestly picking up 26 as I'm about to say this. I'm kind of picking up on this might be about love. Like, you, it's kind of like saying, you know, there's definitely a time to like take your time when it comes to it, but there's something on the horizon here that has potential for growth. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. Top of the deck here. So I'm getting that, you know, they really want you to make sure that, you know, whatever relationships that you foster in your life at this time, and really build upon, make sure that, you know, your integrity is always in line at the same time. And I guess that's why that first card kind of was giving me like alignment, balance, right? Making sure that you're not overextending or over pouring into that connection or those connections. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Exactly. Like, that's the energy you want to be in, right? You want to make sure that whatever you're putting out there, you're getting it back in the overflow. Um, when you feel like your cup is running dry, like that's not good, right? You want that cup to runneth over. Is what I'm kind of getting with that. All right, so we're gonna pull from the tarot, and then we'll get a final piece of advice from Spirit as well. Yeah, see, we got that Knight of Wands, pursuing something with passion, right? Nice, fast moving energy. We also have the Sun here, which is about overall like happiness. Yeah, see, look, wish fulfillment with this Nine of Cups here. So going after what makes you happy, leaving anything else behind. Right, what else does Veronica need to know? One more shuffle. Right, the Hierophant. See, now it's giving me like this is about relationships. Because with that Hierophant, or if it's not about actual like romantic relationships, it could just simply be saying like your belief and value systems, making sure that those are always intact, when it comes to the relationships that you allow to have in your life. There has to be that sense of, you know, feeling like it aligns with exactly with where you are at this time in your life and what it is that you want. Let's get a card for the recent past. That one wants to come out. Knight of Swords for the recent past. So seizing opportunities. I'm kind of getting that maybe you moved a little bit too hastily with certain things, and then you had to get to that point where you were like, okay, now I need to kind of, you know, use my discernment and cut things off at the source when it's some bullshit, is what I'm kind of getting with this Queen of Swords, right? Getting more logical and saying, okay, I'm not going to allow people to come into my space and infiltrate that and not come in correct, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Five of Swords with all these swords here. That's all about being in your head. There could have been a lot of people who, you know, betrayed you, or were like those kind of win at all costs kind of people, playing with your emotions and things like that, mind games, so on and so forth. Yeah, see, King of Cups. As I say, mind games and playing with emotions. Like, yeah, could have been somebody playing with your emotions. If you're that type of person who carries your heart on your sleeve, you know that, and I understand how that feels. I'm a fire sign, but I, for me to be a fire sign, I definitely have a lot of emotion. You know, you would think it would be the complete opposite. I have a lot of air in my chart, so I only have one placement of water, and boy oh boy, Scorpio, and it's my south node. And boy oh boy, when I tell you that damn little ass bit of freaking water energy I have in my chart, that should be getting the best of me. So, and I know you're a really sweet person, right? So it's like spirit saying, you know, that might have been like, you know, something that happened in the past, and you kind of started having it be more logical when it came to those relationships. All right. What is going on currently? All right, what we got? Ooh, nice. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things turning around, going into your, going like, you know, in a different direction, really working in your favor. We talk about karma and dharma all the time. And, you know, I feel like you're definitely stepping into that phase of your dharma, especially with the star here, right? This energy of healing. I heard the word restoration too. Really working on yourself. You know, you're already a healing light yourself, and, you know, being able to, you know, not only, you know, put that out there into the world, but be able to do that for yourself too. Beautiful energy to have. We also have the Seven of Cups, so it's like, it's giving me like there's like different opportunities presenting themselves towards you, but it also could cause a little bit of, you know, confusion, sometimes a little bit of a mental fog. But just understand that, you know, things are definitely, you know, you know, shaping out and shifting into exactly where it's meant to go. Always keep yourself protected in that way. And I know that you're all big on like, you know, the jewelry you make and stuff for like protection, and, you know, you're very, very, you know, prayed up. Like you're good in that regard. Nine of Wands here, right? Just keeping yourself protected in that way, because you're leveling up to this Empress energy. Beautiful. And most of the cards that we've seen so far are actually major arcana, so it's a really nice energy to be in. Yeah, really on the horizon here with these different opportunities presenting themselves with this Two of Wands. You know, a potential for a physical move, or just, you know, really having things in your ducks in a row when it comes to making, you know, better choices for yourself and where you're headed, where you're trying to go. Let's get what's going to happen and what could possibly happen in the future, or a likely outcome for Veronica. There's the most accurate message. Thank you. Yep. Protect your peace at all costs is what I'm getting. Seven of Wands here. Always keep your peace protected. And don't let anybody come into your space doing some BS. Yeah, because when you're winning, okay? We got the Six of Wands here. You're on top of the world. Like, there's nobody or nothing that can stop you at this point other than yourself. So just do what's necessary for yourself. Four of Cups is here. If you ever have times of where you don't feel like you're fully happy of where you're at, just understand, excuse me, that there are these blessings coming through. Sometimes we, you know, have our moments. I could speak for myself for sure, where like we have all these great things happening, but we forget like how much we're progressing. Make sure you show yourself a sense of grace, and always show gratitude too for all the experiences that you've experienced that got you to this point. Yeah, don't be in your head too much with this King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, and don't be so hard on yourself. I have a feeling that you might have like for you to have so much light in you. I think you're probably very similar to me, where like you might, you know, sometimes like beat yourself up when, you know, have those moments to yourself, and you're just like, well, I could have done this better. Like, don't do that. Spirit is definitely saying don't do that. Allow yourself to really live in these moments of your growth and expansion at this time. All right, so we're going to get one more card for you, Veronica. I hope that your reading resonated with you. You always look out for me when you read for me, so I gotta make sure that I deliver. We have bottom of the deck, right time. Conditions are ideal and the timing is aligned. Your efforts will be met with positive outcomes. Take action with confidence. Exactly. Beautiful. So let's get a message from here, and then I'm gonna look on this little list here. It's not truly a list, but we're gonna look at the names that have popped up of people who commented in the order that they came in, and then I will do readings for each person. And do the best that I can with making sure I get to every single person who pops in. I'm gonna have to come up with a better system though, because like this is the first time I'm doing it this way. Usually I have a laptop and I can see better like who's commenting and stuff, but it's a little bit different this time. So I do apologize if things are not in the best timely manner, but please be patient. When I get to you, I would love to try to my best to assure you that you'll get something out of your reading when I get to you. So we have two cards that came out for you. To close this out, we have pride. Ego is obstructing your progress and building walls where there could be bridges, making it difficult to accept help or admitting wrongdoing. I could see you maybe having a hard time accepting help. Because you do so much already on your own. It's amazing what you do. Humility opens the path to true connection and understanding. Along with social conditioning, you're making decisions and plans based on external expectations that don't serve your highest potential. Give yourself the space to release and find your own path. I like that message. Bottom of the deck, we have jump in. This is your the opportunity you've waited for. Seize the moment. That's that Knight of Swords we saw earlier. Seize the moment and trust your readiness as you step forward. Love that. Veronica. I love you. You guys hear Ren right now? My cat. My son picked her up just now, and she's like, I don't know if I'm happy about this or I want to be left alone. She definitely wanted to go up there though. She's been bothering him all day, like literally all day. He's working on music and stuff, and like he's like, Ren, go! I'm recording something, and now he's finally giving her love. I think she's mad at him, like you didn't give me love when I wanted it, so now I don't want to talk to you. She's so bougie. But anywho, Veronica, I hope that resonated with you. Let me see. Try to look at these comments a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you. Love you, girl. All right, so I'm gonna go back up to the top, and I'm going to read now for way up to the top. Cedaria, I hope you're still here, lovey. What did you want to know, Cedaria? Yeah, my cat is funny. Oh my gosh, she's a mess. Alright, how does Terry feel? Okay. So how does Terry feel? I'm gonna start your message off with, and I had a feeling that I should have brought these out, and I'm happy I did. I'm gonna start your reading off with the Burning Heart Love Oracle deck, because of the fact that you want to know like kind of specifically how they feel about you at this time. So I'm gonna go back up to the top so that way I can make sure I don't get out of order here since I saw your question. Um, and then I will continue to go from there. Alright, yes. So this is for Cedaria. There's the most accurate messages, Spirit. How does Terry feel about Cedaria at this time? There's the most accurate messages. Shuffle. And I'll do a little bit of extra insight to like to see like, you know, the surrounding energy too. But this is like, this will be like literally like his thoughts or feelings towards you. Things that are like kind of like below the surface that you aren't aware of. Every time my phone rings, I hope it's you, is on the bottom of the deck. So I know you said that it's been a long time when it comes to like no contact, but they definitely see things differently. Let's get like 3 or 4 from here. That one flew out. What is this? Your energy is intoxicating and it's pulling me in. So there might have been like a really strong connection with you and Terry. Like very passionate. I'm not sure if he's a fire sign or if you're a fire sign, but I'm picking up on passionate. Like very strong in that way. And I feel like on his end at least it still lingers. I was selfish and stuck in my ego, so he feels like an idiot. Or I'm assuming it's a he. Let's get like 2 more. Oof. I need to tell you the truth. Oh, man. What did you do to him? Oh, my goodness. If it's been all this time and he still thinks like that, we're going to definitely look like deeper into the energy around it, though. Like, because this is all cute on paper, right? Like, oh, they think about me, too. Yeah, but where are they right now in their life? Like, are they in a good place? Is that an energy that you want around you? You know what I mean? Like, those are always questions that we have to ask ourselves when it comes to this type of stuff, because it's always, you know, these kind of situations that pop up, and then yeah, I'm afraid that I've lost you forever, which depending on the circumstances could be the case. I mean, it depends on how he was operating, right? I should have fought for you here on the bottom of the deck. I have been working on myself. So supposedly he's been working on himself. They always say that. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I definitely want to see what the energy is like. I'm not trying to project, but I'm just like when it's those kind of situations where a person was like quote unquote stuck in their ego, blah 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 blah. Oh, I should have fought for you. Like, why did you not do all those things before? And why do you care so much now, right? Because look, I want to make things right in the middle of the deck. So, but why did things go so wrong before? I'm going to pull from the Neon Love Oracle. I kind of like this deck. It's a little bit different. But the times that I've read from it, I feel like I've gotten messages that definitely needed to be heard and seen. So we're going to get like maybe 3 cards from here. Just kind of get a little bit more about what's going on with that overall energy between you guys. We have swipe right. I don't know if you guys met like on a dating app or something. Or if you're, I'm getting like someone's on a dating app and they saw the other one on a dating app. I don't know if that happened like in the past or something. I'm not sure. Um, it's very interesting. All right, let's get like 3 cards from here. I'm not sure. It's a synergy. We could achieve so much. This is like something that this person is saying. We could achieve so much more together than we would individually. This is how they view you. They feel like there's a strong connection. Get like maybe 2 more from here. We have pretending. It's easier to pretend everything's okay rather than confront the truth. So this person wears a false mask, right? We kind of have an idea of what's really going on in their head and in their feelings, but they kind of try to keep a brave face by acting like everything's like all copacetic when they actually do think about you a lot. Get maybe 1 more from here. Thank you. Excuse me. Love struck. It's pretty obvious that you're into me. I think it's probably the opposite. They're probably really into you still. Yeah, they want to communicate with you. I'm grateful for the way we listen to each other without judgment. Maybe that's the energy they would like to be in with you, but we also have immature. Right now, I'm not really at a place in my life where I can fulfill my demands of a healthy relationship and hookup. So like maybe that's part of the reason why things didn't work out before. Maybe it was more of a hookup energy, and even though they liked you a lot, they didn't know how to express that. I'm getting something along those lines. Um, so Spirit, what is the advice? What's the advice for Cedaria here? I feel like it's pretty clear that there's definitely still that like those feelings there, but like they're not where they need to be. They're telling you to keep your options open. We got 7 of Cups. Keep your options open. Do your own thing. Don't focus on or dwell upon the past. Um, Even when it comes to like people who kind of still linger in our energy, we still think about them sometimes. Make sure that you're not, limiting your options when it comes to that. If there's any more healing that you still need to do because of that whole thing or anything else that has transpired even since then, do what you gotta do, because there are things that are going to start coming towards you once you do that inner work. This Ace of Pentacles here, and that's also going to allow you to welcome in exactly what it is that you're looking forward to. Yeah, so definitely, if there's any healing that still needs to be done, do it. You got the 5 of Cups here. I just heard no use of crying over spilt milk. So it's like, again, one of those kind of things like, we have those moments where there are people who really do a number on us, where they're still kind of in our energy and we're still a little bit stuck on them. And, but we have to kind of accept things for what they are, right? So, yeah. What's the likely outcome? That's a good question, too. I know I asked advice instead of outcome, but I feel drawn to ask that one last thing. What's the likely outcome here? Yes, see, look. Can't make this up even if you wanted to. 6 of Cups. So they definitely are gonna possibly, yeah, they're gonna try to come towards you. Don't know when, but like in their mind at the very least they want to. Now keep in mind, time is fluid and all that stuff. Just because someone's thinking about doing something doesn't mean that they're gonna actually do it. But they definitely are thinking about it. They see you as somebody who they can grow and expand with. I don't know if you guys ever talked about kids or something, the Empress, where they just look at you as somebody who's very nurturing and very caring. But yeah, they are going to try to come back towards you. because there's a lot of emotion here. King of Cups here. This person has a lot of emotions towards you. So, you know, if you've been feeling like this person has like something like that's like what's the word, unresolved or something towards you, or vice versa, there's a reason why. Because they're definitely tugging on your energy in that way. But just know and understand that, you know, I don't think that he's where he needs to be currently, to truly make things happen. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that that was helpful. I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna scroll back up. um, but yes, Cedaria, I hope that that resonated. I hope that was helpful. Um, so let's see. I am going to I always I'm seeing a couple of like comments where it's like, you know, you're kind of confirming what I'm saying, which is good. It's always hard to do it this way because like I can't see the comments until after. I should have really charged my computer. I did this on a whim, guys. I will be a little more organized the next time, so I am grateful for you guys for being so understanding. Um, because, yeah, I could have done this a little bit better. But you guys are amazing and really great at being patient with me. So, Dana, are you still here, Dana? I love the honesty with, you know, you guys saying, oh, so-and-so is up next. Thank you. Dana, are you still here? Yes. Okay, a general message. Okay, let's see. What do I feel drawn to? All right, I feel drawn to the Wisdom of Oracle deck here, which is really good for like general readings because it allows me to kind of use my intuition, but it gives some insight at the same time. All right, so this next message is for Dana. And again, I'm greatly appreciative of all of you guys for sticking around and being so patient. You guys are great. Like I said, I haven't done it like this ever, so please bear with me. Just want to get back where I was so that way I can make sure I answer everybody in order. All right, so Dana. We're doing a general message for you. Spirit, clearest and most accurate messages for Dana. What does she need to know at this time for her highest good? Clearest and most accurate. And guys, at some point I will have to use the bathroom because I did have a lot of water today. Maybe after Dana's meeting. But I will be quick, okay? Don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, especially with how patient you've been. All right, Dana. Ooh, I like that on the bottom of the deck. You have serendipity. That's like, you know, just these chance encounters that aren't really truly by chance. It's like, it seems random, but they're meant to help you when it comes to, you know, finding a greater sense of purpose and happiness, liveliness. So that's a beautiful energy to start off with just here on the bottom of the deck. I like that for you. All right, so messages for Dana. What does she need to know at this time? Clearest and most accurate, Spirit. Let's get maybe 3 from here, then we'll pull from the tarot and get some last advice or motivation. Thank you, Spirit. All right, orphaned. So you've been feeling kind of like left out in the cold, just kind of feeling a little bit alone, abandoned, really isolated. Yeah, like not in the happiest place, right? Now we did see that serendipity card, so you're definitely coming out of this. But this is what, you know, you have felt in the recent, at least in the recent past. Yeah. As I say, the recent past, we have TikTok on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, and exchanging gifts, chaos and conflict. Like, things have probably felt, I heard the word tumultuous. Like, you've been having, like, moments in your life that have been very tumultuous and, like, just trying to, piece everything back together is what I'm kind of getting. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments. So I could, like, review the comments later. But, yeah, like, I'm getting something along those lines. Just kind of, really trying to roll with the punches as life happens. Because, again, I said it, earlier, life be lifing, right? And it's like, you're hoping that things are going to, get better. And then, shit happens and you're just like, what the hell is this? But Spirit wants you to know you are blessed. Blessings are about to start coming through. Despite how hard things have been in the recent past. Let's get one more from here. So I'm getting this is going to be more of a message of inspiration to help keep you, like, pushing forward more than anything. Because if you've been feeling a little bit lost or needing, like, that sense of guidance, Spirit wants you to know that they have not, forgotten about you. You have never ending, yeah, exactly, never ending story. No, same shit, different day kind of energy. It's like, what the hell? When are things about to get better? However, in this particular case, the card came out in the reverse. That's good. That means that the things that, have been kind of, I heard the word plaguing, the things that have been plaguing you and making, life kind of hard, kind of difficult, those things are about to start to kind of lift and dissipate a bit. And you are going to be seeing some major changes happening because of it. Yeah, look, go the distance. I'm not sure if you've been thinking about moving at all, question, or moving away from just things like different people and situations. You might be thinking about leaving a job or something like that. But yeah, look, time to go. Top of the deck. Yeah, see? So it's definitely something about something ending and you moving forward from something, whether it's a situation or a person or something along those lines. You'll know. Use your intuition on that part. But yeah, you've been doing a lot of heavy and deep thinking lately. Which makes sense, especially with that orphaned card, because that's about being, isolated and being really on your own and alone. So you've been really taking time to just kind of, do that deep thinking. I will also say, though, Spirit just said, don't, like, lose sleep over it, whatever it is, because, they're letting you know that whatever's going on, you're definitely about to see some major changes happening. Yeah, look. Got the Six of Swords here in the middle of the deck. Like, you be in your head, but they're letting you know, this is from splitting the deck. They're letting you know you're about to move forward. So don't, get stuck in, your ways of thinking that make you feel stuck, is what I'm getting there. All right, so what's the recent past energy, Spirit? I hope this message is resonating so far. Like I said, I'm all the way at the top of the chat, so I can't see your comments right now. But I will look at them a little bit later. Or, as I go. Like I said, I'm going to have a better system next time. I just kind of did this on a whim. Usually I use my laptop when I do stuff similar to this. Like when I do, like, the paid readings or free yes and no's and stuff. I usually have my laptop and I just, like, look at the stuff. We live and we learn, right? I did this, like, saying, I feel inspired to, really help people today. So you have Page of Swords here on the bottom of the deck. So really, like, seeing things differently, right? Trying to see things from a different perspective. Maybe doing some research about something, paying closer attention to things, hence that, like, thinker energy I'm getting. Not necessarily getting, like, someone watching you or anything like that, because, like, sometimes it could mean that too, but I'm not really getting that here. I'm getting really just doing maybe research, studying something, something along those lines. All right, let's get recent past. Yep, the Hierophant. All right, so what I'm getting for you as the recent past, I'm not sure if you went through, like a divorce or a major ending when it came to, like, a higher level of commitment, or if this is more about you like really like diving deeper into your value system and beliefs. I'm getting something is either one or the other. Looking for guidance, like with a counselor or a life coach, that kind of thing. Is something along those lines. But yeah, working really hard, on self, right? As you're getting that sense of guidance, and I'm doing what's necessary for your overall betterment, right? You might have went through some financial loss, maybe. Let me know if that resonates. But you're really trying to come out of that. Yeah, finding a sense of balance, going back and forth about how to move about the situation, what's the next steps, that kind of thing. Has that major thinking component. Tell us more. What's the current energy? Yeah, you're definitely in your head a lot. We have the Nine of Swords here in your head, but Spirit is like saying like you gotta woosah, woosah. I'm getting meditation. That would probably be a good way to kind of alleviate some of the stressors, right? Really, I'm getting journaling too. Sitting down, writing down your ideas and your thoughts, your feelings, so that you could get that stuff out of you, right? A little bit of purging, right? We are approaching fall, so it's definitely a season of purging, letting things go, right? Letting things fall away. Um, yeah, look, Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So definitely a resting period. So just, they really want you to, focus on making the right decisions that align with what it is that you're trying to have in your life at this time. And yeah, being very, very discerning as you do that, because, if you act too much on, emotion, for instance, like, or you're too much in your head, right? Finding that balance between the two. There's nothing wrong with, wearing your heart on your sleeve, but not at the expense of, what's the best for you, right? If you're doing too much for everybody else and stuff like that. I hope you see where I'm going with that. I think you get the gist of it, right? So like that kind of thing. Like they're definitely just saying, just, finding that sense of balance, not overthinking, balancing your thoughts and your emotions when it comes to whatever this is. All right, what's the likely outcome for incoming energy? Thank you. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands here. So they really want you to like pursue things with passion, right? Go after things that are going to be suited for you in a way where you're going to feel good about it. And, you know, I don't know if you're a Michael Jackson fan at all, but I just heard "Don't stop till you get enough." Like, like going after what makes you happy, right? Like if it feels good to you and it's it aligns with where you're headed at this time in your life, go for it. Um, reach for whatever it is that contributes to that. Because look, we have some nice things coming through with this Ace of Pentacles here. As you pursue the things that make you happier and align with where you're trying to go and what your focuses are at this time, that allows you to get out of this energy, that Five of Pentacles. That's that being left out in the cold, that orphaned energy we saw earlier. And both cards have the five on it, so that's definitely talking about some changes happening. So as you work towards the things that you're you know passionate about, and make the things that make you feel happier, right? That allows you to really feel that sense of accomplishment and higher self, right? So on and so forth. Yeah, let those burdens go. Ten of Wands here. You're gonna release that stuff. A really nice energy to be in. I feel guided to read from this deck here for your last message. Yeah, you definitely were going through, as I'm just splitting the deck, dark night of the soul, definitely just, and it says you are in the midst of a spiritual awakening. And it's in the reverse. That means that you're coming out of that energy. So with that serendipity card that showed up earlier, makes a lot of sense. All right, so we're going to get one last card to close out your reading. I hope this message has been resonating and it makes sense. I hope that this is helpful. I hope this gives you some insight and motivation for your circumstances, because it definitely just feels like you've been going through like a rough patch and kind of just like not sure, you know, what's coming. Like, are things going to get better, right? Almost at like your wit's end kind of energy, you know. But it definitely looks like things are about to start looking up. Bottom of the deck, we have Universal Bank. Everything you need to thrive is already here. It's already within you, right? Spirit's just trying to reassure you of that. All right, let's get one card from here to close out. This is a nice message. Like I said, I hope it resonates. I won't know until I scroll down. I wish I would have done this better, but it's okay. It's just okay. Girl. Positive life changes. I love that. Positive life changes are ahead if you choose to trust in the process. Because we always have free will, right? So as you move towards this happier place in your life, oh man, there's some great stuff coming through. And I think you're also going to be able to take these lessons that you've had to learn. Maybe that's why the Hierophant showed up too. I'm not sure if you're thinking about being like a life coach or a counselor or anything like that, or like, you know, write self-help books and stuff like that. But we do have spiritual teacher, and it says you're being guided to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. So you might be able to take your experiences and help other people along the way too, which is a beautiful thing. That's what I do. You know, that's what I've been doing. I've taken my own personal life experiences, and you know, one thing about me, I'm very vocal on my channel about the things I've experienced in different areas of my life. And I use my story as a way to help motivate other people, because at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, when we're going through stuff, we don't, you know, when we feel like we're all alone and we don't know if anybody else has been through what we've been through and stuff like that, you know, to hear somebody be able to say, oh, I went through that or something similar too, and this is how I handled that. You know, it lets you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that there is a way to overcome it. So I hope that, you know, it's giving me like a sense of perseverance, right, and testimony. So just know, like, without the tests, there is no testimony. So being able to use your voice maybe in some kind of way, some kind of capacity to be there for others is what I'm kind of getting with that last message. So I do hope, Dana, that helped you, and that you got something from that. I hope. So that was the end of your reading. And now I'm going to see. Okay, so we have light blue is next. All right, light blue, and I see that you are still here, thankfully. So light blue, what is your question, or what would you like me to look into for you? Okay, I will look into that for you. So I'm going to pull from this deck here, which actually contains two decks for light blue, and I'm going to go back up to the top. So like I said, once I go back up to the top, I can't see anything anymore. But this is my way to just not get distracted by too many comments. So I'm going to go back up to the top. All right. So for light blue, we're going to see what's going on when it comes to what could be coming towards them for love. Here's most accurate. What's coming towards light blue when it comes to love? Get like maybe 3 or 4 cards from here, and then we'll dive deeper. I just saw twin flames twice. If you believe in twin flames. So I also saw magnetic. Might be a very strong shock. There might be a strong tie between you and this person. This person might already be in your life some kind of way. Let's just see. I'm gonna see what's going on. Alright, I think that should be enough shuffles. Alright, so for light blue, what we got going on? So we have journal here on the bottom of the deck. It says write, process, contemplate, understand your sacred journey. So, you know, if you've been through a lot when it comes to love, which most of us have been, I'm getting that spirit wants you to, you know, really sit down and just kind of, I heard the word divulge within like a, you know, a private, you know, moment with yourself to be able to say, you know, these are the things I've been through and this is how I feel, and, you know, really process those feelings, like kind of like shadow work kind of vibes, when it comes to, you know, relationships and all that. I'm also getting, and ironically enough, I just said something about this on a reading, I think it was last night. Was it last night? I think it was. I was saying how Spirit was saying being able to be very intentional about what it is that you want. So writing down, you know, the characteristics and things like that, that realistic ones, of course, excuse me, of what you want when it comes to your next, you know, person, you know, the person that you really want to be with and build with, right? You know, not silly frivolous things like, oh, they need to be exactly 6'1" and da, da, da. Like, no, I'm talking about like things that actually matter, right? How they're gonna make you feel, how they treat you, you know, those kind of things, the things that really matter, like actual character traits, right? I'm getting something like that, sitting down and really writing that out as a way to manifest what it is that you want. I'm getting something like that. All right, so let's get maybe 3 cards from here. Here's the most accurate messages for light blue. Also, I'm about to call you friends like I do at my job. Hey friends, so we're gonna do this. Teacher mode, always. I was gonna say, for you guys who have had readings already and have resonated with your reading, please, if you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you're kind of digging the vibe here so far, subscribe, all that good stuff, notification bell. You know, I'm going to try to start doing stuff like this more often. I'm really going to try because I fell off for a while, and I'm really trying to get back into the groove, and that's why I'm doing all free stuff tonight, because usually what I do is like free yes and no's, and then you have to pay for or donate and stuff for anything else. But I'm doing this a little bit different, and it feels good to, you know, give back and, you know, meet new people on here. So I definitely hope that, you know, you guys are vibing with what we're doing here. All right, so we have memories. So this is definitely giving me past person energies, or at least like a lingering energy, okay? Because it says nostalgia, repetition, attachment, reliving the past and let it go. So I don't know if there's a person from your past trying to come back, or if you're still focused on the past. Let me know, you know, in the comments if that resonates so far. But you know, I'm kind of getting like, either way, like, you don't want those past things to be the thing that kind of deters you from moving forward and having future relationships and stuff. Like, so let's say if the past person was a player, because you did ask, oh, is the next person going to be a player too? Like, you know, it's very, our words are, you know, like spells, right? So if you already, or our thoughts as well, manifest. So if you're already telling yourself or asking yourself in your head, like, next person I'm gonna meet probably gonna be a player. Like, if you already are saying that to yourself, trust me, been there. It's not an attack. Promise you, it's not. But like, if you already have it in your head, is that the energy that's gonna be coming in? Like, that might be what you end up attracting just because of the thought pattern. Does that make any sense? So when you already have it in your mind, of stuff like that, if you can switch that in your head and say things like, oh, I'm going to attract, or I'm going to manifest somebody who is caring, honest, genuine. So, you know what I mean? Like, think of those kind of characteristics that you want in a person, rather than having those past memories cloud your mind, or what you already are expecting, you know? I'm getting something like that. Let's get like 2 more from here. I hope that makes sense, though. Pressure cooker. Oh God, I really have a feeling somebody from the past is gonna try to come back around. Lordy Jesus, we don't want that, especially if they were a player. Rage, ready to explode. So somebody might be trying, like somebody might be like really like thinking about you from the past or something, and wanting to come back around, and they have something on their mind that they really need to get out. And the thing is, it's like, if you know that person's energy is some bullshit, then you already know that you don't want that, right? Um, but it does seem like this past person possibly might be trying to linger. Again, you might need to do like a cord cutting. And you could do that on your own. You don't need to go to a practitioner or anything like that. As long as you set your intentions and you mean it, you could do it yourself. I promise you. Um, like, don't let nobody sucker you into that. Like, oh, you need a cord cutting and you're cursed. Like, no, don't buy it. You could do that shit yourself. We have travel here. Moment, meeting, adventure. Be ready for new experiences. Yeah, so they're letting you know that there's some things that could be coming towards you when it comes to the dating world, that will allow you to, like, have fun, do your own thing, not focus on past energy, and really like own that, and have a good time. I don't know if you're going to meet somebody while you're traveling, or they're just saying more like, more like in a um abstract way, like, you're traveling slash moving away from the things that no longer serve you, and that's going to allow for new experiences to happen. Be careful of anybody who's trying to entrap you in some kind of way, whether it's like pulling on your heartstrings, using you for money, even pregnancy, as crazy as that might sound, but people do shit like that. Yeah, I don't know if you had a divorce, or if it was like a higher level of commitment with somebody and it ended, but we do have irreconcilable differences here. So on the top of the deck, so yeah, I think they're just saying be careful of people who can try to use you in those kind of ways, and things like that, because it will end up being a repeated pattern of things just not working out. They want you to really set your goals high. They want you to focus on career. It says career, business, success, claim your place in this world. Again, remember I was saying, like, even writing down, I'm going to get one more from here. Writing down like what you want in your person. Very important, right? Being able to set those intentions so that you don't allow for bullshit to come back into your life, right? I'm getting something like that. I really hope this is resonating. Like I said, unfortunately, I can't see the comments until I go down. It says awakening, realization, progress. Your twin is awakening to your connection. So I did see twin flames while I was shuffling. So it could be a twin flame connection that's going to come towards you. We have appreciate here on the bottom of the deck. Your twin appreciates you. See the blessings, practice appreciation. So I'm not sure if that person's already in your life or they're coming towards you. But either way, that part sounds good. Like that new person that's going to be in your energy and in your space, that person might have they might be really shy and like fumble over their words. If this person's already around, let me know that makes sense. If not, keep that in mind for future encounters. Like if they fumble over their words a lot, it's because they're like, I heard starstruck, like they really like you. It's kind of cute. But this is a person who I feel like they're going to want to put in energy and time when that person comes around. 7 of Pentacles. So far so good. I will ask that specific question that you were asking too about will they be a player. I also see this Ace of Pentacles. I saw it twice while I was shuffling. Which is nice. So that's about like a big offer. This person might also be financially well off. Right, so let's get recent past, current, and incoming, or likely outcome for light blue. Let's So far, so good. I mean, it's like that past energy, though, that's trying to come back around. That's the thing. And that's going to put you in a position like this. There we go, Spirit. Two of Swords. So you might have a decision to make when it comes to two different people. So it's almost like it might be like a test from Spirit. Like, did you really learn your lesson when it came to the past person? Because we're trying to, introduce slash reward you with this positive new person. Will you even recognize it when you see it, kind of thing? Yeah, see, look, can't make the shit up even if you wanted to. Two of Cups. There's like a potential for like a true partnership here. Yep, somebody coming in with an offer. Page of Pentacles. Something stable, too. But you have to make sure you don't let the past get to you, especially if they try to come back around. All right, so what's the recent past? Thank you. The Devil, see? Some toxic ass shit that took place in the past that, was just literally some BS. And that's something you had to detach yourself from, right? There could have been like codependency and things like that. There could have been a karmic, and that's why that energy could still be kind of lingering and stuff like that. But that's why I was picking up on maybe doing like a cord cutting. It might be like a soul tie. So you gotta release that fully, right? And this is somebody who you could have put a lot of time and effort into as well. With the Seven of Pentacles, like the new person wants to put in a lot of time and effort, but there's that potential that you did that with this other person, and that might, make you feel a little bit off center because you're like, okay, well, I already put a lot of energy into somebody else before. Do I want to do that shit again? You know what I mean? Yeah, Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the dark, in the cold, feeling a sense of abandonment. Yeah, because you put in a lot of work into that situation. Eight of Pentacles. What's the current? Hope this is making sense so far. Alright, so Ten of Pentacles is here, which is a pretty good energy right there. I like that. That means that, your focus right now, and possibly the focus of the person who's going to be coming towards you, this is something stable. This like generational wealth, that kind of thing, marriage. Really, really putting everything together and, growing and building, like power couple type shit. And this is like happening like behind the scenes in a way, because we do have the moon here. But I'm also getting this could be like pertaining to like some fears or anxieties about it too. Yeah, see, the Hierophant is here. So like there's this potential for, something to happen when it comes to like marriage or higher level of commitment, all of that. But then the fears and anxieties kick in, right? This is what I feel like you want. I feel like this other person wants that too when they come around. Yeah, the Justice. Balancing those scales out. So I feel like you've already learned the lessons that were needed to be learned, but now it's about applying those lessons. Did you really learn your lesson, right? The Hermit. So you might feel a little bit isolated right now, but Spirit's definitely saying like, when this person, whoever this is, comes around, I don't think that this person like a player or nothing like that. I really don't. You're showing up as the Empress. I don't know if you're gonna meet them at work. I'm not sure why I'm picking up on something like that. But yeah, this person's gonna be like, stable. Likely outcome. Likely outcome. Knight of Pentacles. I like that. Slow and steady wins the race. Like this is not going to happen overnight because there's some things that still need to happen. But when the time is right, that sense of dedication and perseverance, like, oh, when it happens, it's going to be some good stuff. You just have to let down, those old burdens and thoughts and things like that that might sabotage. I'm getting self-sabotage here because it's here the second time now. It's with cups. This looks good. Yeah, you got to close out those old cycles first to begin a new one. Okay, so let's ask. Will this person be a player? Will this person, I'm getting a no, but like, let's see what it says. Will this new person be a player? I just felt like tingly, like on my face, like in a warm, like nice way. It felt good. Like, you know how, like, when you smile really hard for a long time and then, like, you start feeling, like tingles, like, in your jaw. And then it starts, like, almost, like, feeling, like, numb almost. It's, like, that's what I kind of felt. Like, this person's gonna make you smile a lot, make you laugh. It's very cute. Aww. No, they're not gonna be a player. They're gonna be so sweet. They want commitment. Hierophant is here. They want commitment. They're not gonna be a player. Yeah, I feel like this person also went through things, and that's gonna be the thing that's gonna help connect you too, because like the fact that you guys have similar experiences is what's gonna really, yeah, they see things from a different perspective. Like they released their past, you're working on doing the same, and this person is gonna look at you as somebody who they really feel like they can connect with. Yeah, this looks good. Okay. I hope that resonated, and I hope that you claim that, because I feel like this looks and sounds good to me. I didn't pick up on anything bad, but again, just be mindful of that past energy, that whether they're trying to come back around or if it's more of just like a mental thing. You know what I mean? Like you're still like thinking about, oh well, look what happened in the past. Like if I open myself up again, am I just gonna go through the same thing again all over? Like I'm getting something along those lines. And spirit is like, well, once you start releasing that and letting that thought process go, that's when you're gonna be able to attract exactly what it is that you've really been wanting. So just be very intentional about what you want, and it looks pretty damn good if you ask me. So I hope that resonated with you. um so let's see. um let's see let's see Light blue, I'm happy that you said that was accurate. I really hope you got something out of that. So the next person, I'm gonna go back up to the top. Let's see. The next person was I see Wisa was here, but she never like asked a question or anything. Wisa, are you still here? It was like you popped in, but then there was nothing else after that. So I'm not sure if you like stuck around or not. I'll give you a moment to respond, and then if you're still here, I'm gonna read for you, and if not, then I'll move on to the person after that. Because sometimes people do that, like they pop in for like 2 seconds, don't actually stay, and then like you know what I mean? And then they'll come back like an hour later, like, oh, did you do my reading? And it's like, well, you didn't. Like you know what I mean? Like when people are like engaging, and I see that they say, hey, I want a reading. You know what I mean? Like if it's just like a hey and that's it, then I don't know. So just saying. But let's just see. Because I always feel bad. I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're left out or anything like that, or like I didn't get to them. Never my intentions at all. she's here anymore. Okay, so let's move on to the next person after that. Alright. Like I said, my apologies, guys. I'm really just kind of going down the list, like, of what I see of people, you know, commenting and stuff, and then going from there. So I do apologize for inconveniences. All right. I should have did this a different way because it's not be a pain in the ass. All right. Okay. I think I'm getting ready to get to the next person. All right. So I'm probably gonna say the name wrong, and I apologize in advance. But we have um, Manjo or Manjot, something like that. Are you still here? Also, I'm going to give you a moment to respond to that. I have to pee. I do apologize. I will be right back. So that gives me and Jilt or Manjat a chance to respond, and then if they don't respond, then I'll move to the next person. But I shall return. My apologies. All right, guys. That, but nature calls. So I'm gonna scroll down to see if that person responded. No, they did not. Okay, so go back to the top. I guess I'm gonna do this better next time. I promise. We live and we learn, right? Learning experience here. Um, so Ahmad, are you still here? Ahmad, are you still here? Ahmad. If Ahmad is not here anymore, then I'm gonna move on to the next person. I do expect for some people to have already left because, you know, it always happens like that. But I just, like I said, I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure I get as many of you guys as I can. especially those of you who are actually sticking around. All right, so Mod is not here anymore. All right, Ada, are you still here? Mari, I'm doing them in order. You are not the next person. Sorry. Um, Ada, are you still here? I'm scrolling all the way up from the top, so I'm doing them in the order that they came in, love. Ada, if you are still here, I actually see your question, so just let me know if you're still here. That way you don't have to ask the question again. Diamond Girl, I usually I don't do it this way, but for tonight I'm doing because I'm not as organized as I usually would be, because I usually have like a computer and everything set up on the side. Right now you guys can just ask your question, and as people are coming in, then I let them know, um, when it's their turn. That's how I'm kind of doing it right now. And if people, leave when it's their turn or beforehand or whatever, then nothing I can really do about that. So, I mean, people have already been leaving. So it kind of works out for the people who are still here. You know what I mean? Because I ask, and if they're not there, then they're not there. Yep, so Ada never responded, so I'm going to move on. Margaret, are you still here? I love that you guys are so graceful and being so patient. I love y'all. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. Okay, Margaret, I'm gonna say it one more time. Margaret, are you still here? And Margaret is a supporter, so even if she's not here anymore, I do appreciate her for popping in at all because I know it's hard to wait, especially with this type of stuff because it's like I'm giving readings. Like, people who actually stick around for this kind of thing, like, oh, you guys, it's so hard because like I watch these kind of readings too. And I'd be like, damn, when's it gonna be my turn? It's hard to wait. It really is, especially like if a reader is more in depth. So I get it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna scroll back up. Let's see. Make sure I don't skip anyone. Alright, so Margaret, Ada, none of them popped up. Alright, so AA, are you still here? Asking about Asher. That will be the next person. AA, are you still here? think AA is here anymore. All right. Chelsea, are you still here? Oh, thank you. They need to they need to be done. But thank you. um, Chelsea's still here. Yes. Awesome, Chelsea. Okay. So, Chelsea, what would you like me to look into for you? Love to see when people are still here. So patience, patience, patience of a saint, guys. Good job. Woo, girl. Now that's quite a question right there. Okay. You know what's funny? You always ask like very thought provoking questions when you do pop in. You always do. Like you don't like you know your stuff already. So it's like when you ask questions, you ask questions. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna kind of just dive right into the tarot part. Um, for Chelsea, what does Chelsea need to know at this time for her highest? Clear some most accurate messages, please, and thank you for Chelsea. She wants to know, is the goddess Oshun defeating her enemies? I mean, excuse me, I'm already getting a yes, but we're gonna maybe look into like how maybe. One more shuffle from here. All right. Hmm. All right. So we have the Hierophant here on the bottom of the deck, and it's given. Obviously, I'm getting a yes to begin with, but like I'm also kind of getting like there, the way that Oshun is going to like deliver these spiritual ass whoopings is going to be by really like putting them in a place where they have to like question everything that they thought they fucking knew, like not playing any games type shit, you know. I'm getting something like that. Like they're really about to just get so many lessons like poured out like back to back, like. So we got that part. So how's that gonna look for the enemies? How's Oshun going to show up? Here's the most accurate messages. Hierophant is here again. It was what was there. That's how I said. That's why I said. I was like, oh, these spiritual ass whoopings are gonna be. Like they're gonna have to really reevaluate everything that they thought they knew because of the fact that like how they was moving and shit. Like they're gonna like be questioning everything that they thought they knew about themselves, about their circumstances, and it's gonna put them in a place where like it's gonna make them. It's almost like it's gonna be like these experiences are gonna be like the catalyst to their own change, if that makes any sense. Like they did some bullshit. They're gonna have to go through their karma. I would not be shocked if the justice card were to show up. They're gonna have to go through their karma, learn those lessons, and if they keep on repeating the same bullshit ass lessons, they're gonna have to go through that shit all over again in the next lifetime, and then after that too. So they better act like they know, because they done messed with the wrong one. is what I'm kind of getting here. Tell us more. How else might this look for those enemies for Chelsea? How will this impact them? It's going to cause them a sense of mental confusion. You got the Two of Swords. It's going to cause them a sense of mental confusion. They're just not going to understand like what the hell's going on in their life. They're going to be like, fuck, what is this? Everything's happening all at once. They might lose their job, or it might affect their finances. I'm getting, yeah, it could affect their finances. They're gonna end up reaping the same type of karma that they, or not karma, but they're gonna possibly, like, their karma might be like them reaping the same things that they kind of put onto you, if that makes any sense. um yeah, it's gonna put them in a really shitty place. It don't feel good, it don't look good, but you know, it's like when you do bad onto people who are chosen ones, like you don't fuck yourself up, especially those of us who, you know, are connected like that with, you know, spirit guides and, you know, stuff like that. You're connected to Oshun, like, that's not one of the ones to fuck with. I know enough to know that that is not one of them. They're gonna go through heartbreaks. They're gonna go through heartbreaks. Those came out together. The Queen of Cups. Everything that they pour their heart into is gonna fuck them over, is what I'm kind of getting. And I don't like to put this type of negative energy out there, but you're asking me a question and I'm just answering. Um, they might end up having heart issues. I personally have heart issues myself, so I would never wish that onto anybody. But this is what I'm seeing and what I'm like feeling. So yeah, and this is gonna be you though, like all in all your glory with this Nine of Pentacles, doing your own thing, you know, sitting pretty, you know, minding your own business. Yep, look. That's you. Like, you're gonna be doing all these great things and just, you know, in your own energy, focusing on yourself, like not even worried about them. And here they are, just miserable, is what I'm getting. So I'm gonna pull from one more deck, the Soul's Journey. And ironically enough, look what's on the bottom of the deck before I even, like, you know, health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. But the fact that, like, I didn't do anything with this deck or anything like that, but that's what's there on the bottom. When I felt guided to pull from it, it might result in health issues. Obviously, we don't want that for anyone, right? We're not wishing bad on anybody, but at the same time, like, you know, person's karma is their karma. That's what they reaped, right? But this is you. Abundance. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So, just saying. Just saying. So we're gonna pull one card from here. And Chelsea, I hope that this is resonating. I hope that it makes sense. I feel like it was one of those kind of really clear cut, you know, just straight to the point kind of messages, but just enough information necessary. Yeah, see, God passing judgment on their ass, and so is Oshun. So we got it's the judgment card of this deck, and it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So essentially, you know, they have to go through their own karma, and they're gonna get that spiritual ass whooping, like we just said, and they gotta go through what they gotta go through in order to learn the lessons necessary after they did some bullshit. So I mean, you know, we wipe when it comes to stuff like this, we wash our hands of it and we let our spirit guides and so on and so forth handle the rest, right? So I hope that resonated, girl. And thank you for trusting me with your energy. Thank you all of you guys who have you know, been allowing me to look into your energy for you, and trusting me right now. I'm doing something different than that I've never done on this channel before, so, or at least not to this extent or capacity. All free readings tonight. Um, I'm gonna try to get to as many of you guys as I possibly can. I'm doing my best here. Um, the hard part is, I have to keep going back and forth because I don't have my computer hooked up. I know I've said it many times, but for those of you who are popping in like a little bit later, I just want you guys to know I'm not trying to like skip over anyone or anything like that. I'm trying to make sure I get to everybody, so on and so forth. So let's see. Chelsea, I read for. Pretty Gemini girl, are you still here? And if you are still here, I do see that you said that you wanted to know what's coming in for love in September. So if you're still here, that would be great, because then I gotta, already I see your question. Perfect. It works out great. That way I don't have to do too much going back and forth. But if you're here, that would be great. Pretty Gemini girl, are you here? Let's see. Pretty Gemini girl, are you here? And if not, then I'll move on to the next person. Amari, nope, you didn't miss your turn yet, lovey. Okay, so I'm just like kind of scrolling up and down, up and down. So I'm just seeing if Pretty Gemini girl responds. If she doesn't respond, then I will move on to the next person after that and see if they're here. I definitely have to come up with a better system though. And I appreciate you guys for your patience. I really do. I'm definitely going to come up with something better. Like I said, this was totally on the fly tonight. Doing it this way. I usually am a lot more structured with this type of stuff. So bear with me. Don't lose faith or hope. Okay? But yeah, let's see. So I see the gap is getting smaller and smaller, so that's kind of a good thing. That means that we're making some progress. We're making headway. But yeah, I don't think she's here. Yeah, she's not here. So we're gonna move on to Queen J Bay. Queen J Bay, are you still here? Queen J Bay, are you still here? Queen J Bay, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Queen J Bay. Alright, nope, not here. Denise, are you still here? Denise wanted to know if you're still here. Wanted to know, will I get hired with United Airlines as a flight attendant? Ooh. Denise, are you still here? Miss P, that's a great suggestion, because actually that's how my friends do it. My girls, they popped in earlier. Lati from Tears and Wheat Tarot, Inspired Tarot. Oh, I got kicked out for a second on my own reading. What kind of shit is that? But yes, that's definitely a great suggestion. Next time I will be more organized. Like I said, I did this on a whim today. I just felt inspired. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. So next time I'll do that. But thank you guys for being so patient. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so Denise is still here. Yay. All right, Denise, so you're more of a straightforward kind of question. Um, so you wanted to know if you will get hired as a flight attendant. That is a pretty cool. I always thought that would be like a cool job, like to be able to just travel around and stuff. That's so cool. Um, so yeah, let's see what the spirits say about that. Will Denise get hired as a flight attendant with American Airlines? Clearest, most accurate. Clearest, most accurate. All right, we do have the strength card here. I'm not sure if you have Leo in your chart, but that's definitely a yes card. The star card is also a yes card. Four of Swords is technically a no card. And High Priestess is a yes. So I'm getting yes. But I'm also getting that what Spirit wants you to know is that this might be more demanding of a job than you think if you do happen to get it. Keep in mind, like, you know, time is fluid and all that stuff, right? So, like, what I'm seeing right now is a yes. But, like, I'm also getting, like, let's say if, you know, you realize that it might not be as aligned with what it is that you want at this time, then, you know, it's kind of like God's, you know, rejection, or sorry, rejection is almost like God's protection kind of thing. Or like you might be the one that actually will reject it. Like, let's say if the money ain't what you thought was gonna be, or, you know, that kind of thing. Like, if they start explaining like the demands and stuff, and you're like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it might be one of those kind of situations. Let me get like a little more insight about that. Right, because you obviously don't want anything where it's like, you know, too time consuming, or because I know that they travel, obviously, because they travel, that's literally the job, but like, you know, they barely ever are ever home, that kind of thing. So let's say, you know, you know, if work life balance is important to you, you know, yeah, it's gonna consume a lot of you. Seven of Pentacles. So I'm not getting a no. I feel like it looks pretty promising. It's just more so like, just make sure that it's in alignment with where you're trying to go with it. You know what I mean? Not like trying to scare you or anything like that. Just, this is what I'm picking up on. So just make sure if you decide, like, let's say you get the offer and whatnot, make sure that if you decide to take it, like, it feels like it's in alignment with what you want. Because I feel like you're very confident in yourself. Like, you have what it takes to get the job. Like, that's not even the issue. It's more just like being assertive and stuff when it comes to what it is that you want. It's more on you than anything. I feel like the ball is going to be kind of in your court. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. Yeah, I'm getting that more than anything. And also make sure that the money lines up with what you want to, because it is so demanding, right? So I'm getting something along those lines. So Denise, good luck in advance if this is what you really want, because it looks pretty good. Just make sure that it aligns with what you want at this time and all that, because yeah, you don't want nobody playing in your face. So I hope that was helpful. And yeah, so we're gonna go up this list again. And like I said, I'm gonna be more organized next time. This was like a on the whim kind of thing. I didn't really know I was gonna do this. So I definitely want to make sure that, you know, I get to as many of you as I can. Doing my best. Alright, so Ari, are you still here? And you actually put a question already, so let me just read that. But if you're still here, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna read the question and then I'll answer it if you're still here. Um, tell me why did Matt not tell me? Okay, so he had a girlfriend. Okay. Ari, are you still here, love? I know you asked your question probably a long time ago, and I'm so sorry that's taking me so long to get through these messages. But I'm going to try to wait for a second for Ari. And then if Ari doesn't respond, then I'll move on to the next one. Like I said, that gap is getting smaller and smaller, which is nice because that means that it's getting closer and closer to each of y'all's turns. So, yeah, but she hasn't responded yet. I'm going to give her a few more seconds because I've seen her on my channel before and she's definitely a supporter. So I just want to try and make sure, especially what names I know I've seen, like I want to make sure that, I really show up for y'all. All of you guys, obviously. But I definitely care about each and every one of you guys who pop in here. Like, this is not just something I just do just to do. Like, I care about what I do and being of service when it comes to helping you guys with your circumstances and things of that nature. So, yeah. I think Ari probably left, which I don't blame her because I mean, or any of you guys, who popped in like early. Oh, gotta get better with this. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I think Ari left already. Evette, are you still here? Yes, you're still here. Hi, Evette. All right. So a general message for you for September. Okay, thank you for sticking around. Okay, so let's see. What do I feel drawn to? Feel drawn to the energy oracle deck for you. Hey, Wanda. Another name that I recognize. Oh, I love when you guys come back around. Miss P, I recognize these names. You guys are amazing. I miss y'all. Trying to get back into the groove, guys. I'm really trying. So I think Yvette, I feel like you're gonna be focusing on your money right now. You're gonna be focusing on that bag, um, which is always a good thing, right? Um, but we're gonna get like 3 cards from here, and then we'll pull the tarot. Right, just delete that. Clear some most accurate messages. One more shuffle. Alright. The temple path. So there's like some paths like kind of lining up for you. Like just, you're gonna feel kind of guided to do something, or like, you're saying that, you kind of want to know about a job possibly for September. I just kind of feel like you're gonna feel very guided to wherever you go. Like, let's say you just get like a random email from like Indeed or something. You're gonna be like, ooh, I'm gonna apply to that, and if it's gonna feel really like good to do so. Or like you'll have an interview and like it's gonna feel just, you know, exactly like how it's supposed to feel. It's gonna feel divinely guided for a reason, because it's a job that you're meant to apply for. All right. What's the energy? What's the energy? Yeah, that's the first thing I heard was Indeed. I'm like, yeah, something about Indeed. That's funny. All right. So we have a couple chakra cards here. So we have first chakra, Archangel Michael, which is about getting grounded. And it's funny because you say you applied to 7 jobs. There, I just happened to look up. There were 7 people here. And I don't know why. I'm picking up on just like the number 7 too, like 777, like good luck kind of thing. Like I saw it, like, you know how, like, you know, there's like I'm having deja vu right now as I'm saying this. This is so weird. Like, you know, when you gamble or whatever, and like, you know, you do the slot machines and they have the 7s across. Like I saw that. Um, and there's also the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which is about the throat chakra. So communication. There might be some excuse me, communication coming in, and you're gonna have to really stand your ground with this shit, because I'm getting it's either about like quitting a job or communicating what you need when it comes to another job. And then look, 4th chakra too. Wow, all these chakra cards. It's interesting. That's the heart chakra. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael is here. So making sure that, you know, when these opportunities present themselves, that they align with, you know, where you feel you need to be. So you want to make sure you feel grounded about it and secure. You want to make sure that, you know, you can be able to be vocal and speak up about what it is that you want. You want to make sure that it aligns with your soul's purpose. I'm getting something along those lines. Rest and rejuvenation also came out. I'm getting like, don't go losing sleep over jobs and job searching, because job searching is not fun, I know. But make sure you're not losing sleep about it, is what I'm getting. Also, work-life balance being extremely important. Make sure that whatever opportunities present themselves, make sure that, you know, they are things that, you know, the money is right, and it's not going to be, you know, taking up too much of your time and energy. I'm getting something like that. One more from here. Another one for Evette. Nice. Magician in the mirror. That's about manifesting. That's a good energy. So you're manifesting this. Look, whatever this is, girl. Like, I feel good about it. We're gonna look into the tarot too, but like, yeah, the world. It's like it's giving me. There's a closure of something happening, and then there's a beginning of something else. I'm also getting World Wide Web. I'm hearing that. I'm not sure if it's because of the fact that you're going to be doing a lot of applications online. So pay attention to, like, you know, stuff that you see online to apply for. Or if you're going to be doing something. I heard e-commerce. I don't know if that's what you're going to be doing. I'm not even sure um, why that, you know, I don't know why that would show up. But I don't know if you're going to be doing like e-commerce type stuff. Or something like that, or like virtual assistant type of thing. I'm getting something along those lines though. But there's this anxiety. I'm not even. I mean, you might even be like in a situation where it's like you're, you know, remember I said don't lose sleep about it. Like if you're trying to change career paths, for instance, like they're saying, like you'll be great at what you do, just don't go getting all worked up about it. I'm getting something like that. Yeah, see, this is something different. This is something new. 3 of Wands, right? 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. putting things, you know, behind you to go towards something new and getting. So this looks pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna do a quick little 3-card spread here. And then we'll get like some last like guidance or advice. Judgment. So they definitely want you to practice you know, your sense of, you know, good judgment here, because I think there's going to be more than one option coming towards you. So remember, we were saying you got to make sure something that's going to allow that sense of security overall, something that, you know, allows you to be, you know, vocal and creative, right? Speak your truths, you know, somebody who's going to respect you. And also something that aligns with what you feel like is your purpose as well. All that's going to have to, you know, be in alignment with this. All right, let's get recent past. Yeah. 3 of Pentacles is here, which is about like teamwork, but it could also be about like things happening in the background. I keep getting like this like random like tickle in my throat. I don't know if there's something that you needed to say, because we also have this 8 of Wands. Like, I don't know if like you were trying to put in like a letter of resignation or something like that, or there's people that have been like gossip. I don't know why I'm getting gossiping behind the scenes or something like that. With that King of Swords in the reverse, possibly. And this could have caused like a little bit of a burden for you with this 10 of Wands here. But Spirit is like, you know, this is the time to focus on that bag with this Ace of Pentacles. Current. What's going on currently? Let me know if any of that resonates and makes sense. That's her biting my tongue. Like, you might have tried to bite your tongue about how you felt about something, and now you're like, fuck that. Yeah, justice, balancing out those scales. You're like, fuck that. I gotta get my due diligence. Like, I put in all this work. Y'all gonna make sure you compensate me and all that. You're gonna be speaking your truth, and if they don't do what they need to do, then you're gonna be moving on. Yep, protecting yourself, self-preservation with this 9 of Wands. You're not playing that game. Yeah, you're not playing that game. Yeah, you've been through some stuff in your current work environment. You're like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. It's like the outcome here for future energy. Yeah, you got to move in silence right now. 7 of Swords here. Moving in silence. There might be a little bit of deception or something behind the scenes with certain people. Yeah, that's what it is. Keep your thoughts and feelings and shit to yourself to an extent. Make sure that you are very, very cognizant of the people that you speak to, because not everybody has your best interest at heart with this 5 of Swords here too. I do feel like there's something that's about to come through. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune on the top. Something's going to happen, and it's going to all start to shift and change. I do feel like it's going to happen very soon. If it's not exactly in the month of September, it's like getting that wheel turning for something that's going to be happening in the near future, because you've been through too much already with this 10 of Swords. Been there, done that. You're like, fuck this shit. Let's see. What do I feel guided to close out with for you? This card or this deck here. Let's see what the Spirit have to say for a closing message. Alright, so we got 2 cards that came out. Yeah. So we have old habits here. It says an old habit may be keeping you from moving forward. So it could be things like, you know, overthinking, overextending, that kind of thing. Staying where you don't feel welcome, so on and so forth. You just said that, you know, sometimes you do happen to, like, you know, bite your tongue, and you're not doing that anymore. that shit. We have creative projects. It says it's time to get things done. Make your creative projects a priority now. So being able, and I kept getting something about like being able to like kind of be more vocal and creative. I said that earlier. Like maybe some of your ideas and stuff were not ever like really taken seriously or something like that, and you're like, I need to bring my thoughts and stuff like that out there more for some creative control kind of thing. I got something along those lines. So I do hope that that resonated and it made sense. I hope that was helpful. So yeah, I'm happy it did, Lovey. And you're so welcome. So I'm gonna go scrolling over here and like I said, I'm gonna do this better next time. But let's see. So let's make sure. All right. Chrissy, are you still here? I think you're the next one. Let's make sure I'm not skipping anyone. I don't think I am. Yeah, no, I'm not skipping anybody. Chrissy, are you still here? My hands are cold. Wow, I've been reading for over 2 hours. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get to as many of you as I can. All right, so Amari, it's finally your turn. Because I don't think Chrissy responded. Amari, it's finally your turn. um, Amari, are you still here? And if you are, patience of a saint, my love. you've been, you are, yay. So you might have asked already in the comments, but like I'm just like looking at the names and I'm like, okay, yep, gonna just read, or ask if they're still here. So if I did not see the question, my apologies, but you can ask your question or what you would like me to look into now. Okay, yep, I can look into that for you. Okay, for Amari, let's see. What part should I start with? think I'm gonna use these. Alright, so for Amari, clearest and most accurate message, please. And thank you, Spirit. I'm gonna get a few from here, and then I will read from the tarot as well. I'm really happy I started when I did, because I guess I want to make sure I get to as many of you guys as I can. I'll do my best. I am definitely shutting down a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, okay. Bottom of the deck we have soulmate. So that's not bad. That's obviously actually good. It says, it feels like we've been together for lifetimes. Our connection is on another level. Okay. So let's get a little bit more insight. I mean, I don't know what's going on yet, but I'm wondering if this is like a rough patch, maybe. So maybe like there might be a little bit of distance or something. Let's see. Ooh. Yep, obsessed. It's not my fault you can't get me off of your mind. So I don't know if you really think hard about this person or vice versa. I hope they're not like the cocky type where they think they got it in the bag type shit. But I mean, no, it does seem like there's like a heavy energy of like, really into each other kind of thing. Or maybe that's how it used to be. I don't know. At least not yet. Let me know in the comment section if that makes sense at all. Oof. Okay. See. Now this is where I don't like the energy anymore, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what it says. It says toxic. If our relationship is going to have such negative impact on your mental health, maybe you're better off without me. So I don't know if, there's been a lot of shit happening, and like maybe it's becoming like codependent or something on either end of the relationship, or maybe mutually. But when it starts to get to that point, it makes it pretty hard for the relationship to flourish or grow, because that's not a good energy to be in, obviously. Thank you. It says queer. I don't know if this is a same-sex relationship or not. Being a part of the LGBTQIA plus community is a really important aspect of my identity. Not sure how either one of you guys present in that way. Get one more from here. Interested. I'm definitely interested in finding out how our worlds mesh with each other. So I'm like, the interest is there, and I feel like it's mutual. However, there are things that are contributing to this not going the way that you would like. Yeah, see mixed signals on the bottom of the deck. That's what I'm saying. It's like all over the place. I don't mean to confuse you, but I don't know what I want right now. Yeah, I'm not sure what that queer card is. But yeah, it came out. Reading that intuitively, I don't know if there's just something that's unorthodox, or like, what's that word I'm looking for? Unconventional about the relationship. Like if it's like age gap, maybe just different value systems when it comes to what you both want in a relationship. I'm getting something like that. Reading it intuitively. What else am I picking up on? Difference in terms of like maybe race. Like it might just be something like that's just different in the relationship, and maybe it's something that sometimes has an impact in the relationship that just doesn't mesh. Yeah, Yeah, it's like, but like I said, I'm getting like an all over the fucking place energy. So no wonder you're feeling how you're feeling, because it's like, if I can't even figure this shit out, then how can you? All right, so I'm gonna pull some tarot. So it's long distance. Okay. Sometimes with tarot and oracle cards and stuff like that, it's good to be able to have an open mind, because sometimes the cards aren't always exactly what they say on the card. Sometimes they can have a different meaning slash interpretation. So it's always good when a person's able to say, hey, I'm not sure about that. And then it allows the reader to be able to use their intuition and say, okay, so maybe intuitively speaking, it might mean something a little bit different than what it says on the card, but still kind of lines up. So you're saying that this is a long distance relationship that's, obviously going to be kind of different, right? So there's definitely, like, a lot of thinking here with this Queen of Swords. Somebody might have uh, air in their chart. Tell us more. A lot of thinking though. Just like, ooh, like really like loopy. I got loopy. As I'm thinking about or trying to like pick this up, this energy. All right, let's get recent past. Thank you. Guards are up with this Nine of Wands here. So somebody's got their guards up. Just kind of not. Yeah, look, confusion. See, I'm telling you, I'm not making this shit up. Seven of Cups, that's all about mental confusion and a lack of clarity. So it's like, yeah. And then that lack of clarity is even giving me kind of like feeling like emotionally detached with this Five of Pentacles. So there's like maybe a lack of emotional attachment there. Like it's like hot and cold is what I'm kind of getting. Yeah, look, I'm telling you. Two of Swords, mental confusion. Knowing there's a decision that needs to be made, but like, there's something that's inevitable that needs to happen, but nobody wants to make the decision. What's going on currently? Very interesting. I'm even getting like heart palpitations right now as I'm reading this. What's my heart rate right now? I was just fine. All of a sudden, it's got heart palpitations. Yeah, my heart rate as I'm sitting here, my resting heart rate is usually like a 77, 75, something like that. My heart rate went up to 90. I'm feeling like I'm having anxiety about this. Yeah, what's going on currently? Wow. Strength. So somebody might be trying to find and muster up the strength to do something that is like something hard to do. Yeah, because like there's a burden here. Ten of Wands. It feels, yeah, this is, yeah, the Devil. Yeah, and then that Toxic card came out too. Yeah, there's definitely it does look like there's possibly a breakup on the horizon here. Whether it's on their end or yours, or it's be a mutual agreement, but something doesn't feel like it's working out. Honestly, I'm just, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not getting a warm, fuzzy feeling from this. What's the likely outcome or incoming energy? Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Four of Wands. Surrendering and walking away with this Five of Swords. I feel like there was like a lot of dreams and aspirations to have like, marriage and, something stable, but there's just been nothing but burden. So this might, you know, it might be time to focus on yourself. I just got like a little bit sad. One more card from here. I got sad as I'm reading this, because like it just, I feel like, I don't know how long you guys have been involved with each other and stuff like that, but like I feel like there was just like a lot of like energy put into this, and just to feel like it's just being like thrown away. Yeah, they want you to, yeah, the Hanged Man is here. That's about releasing, letting go. Um, I think they really want you to kind of focus on yourself right now. Um, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had, and when it's had, it might result in an ending or at least a break. Focus on yourself and just your overall own like well-being and happiness is kind of what I'm getting. Um, yeah, I think that's all I've got for you. I'm sorry, like I don't have anything more positive, but that's what I'm picking up on. And like I said, even if they don't break up with you, like I just feel like it might even be like a mutual conversation where, and um, outcome like where you both are like, you know what, this isn't working, kind of thing. I'm getting something like that. So I do apologize. I can't really say I apologize. I mean, what comes out is what comes out, but two different decks, and they're both kind of giving like very similar answer in terms of like just you know not working out. So sorry. um I'm going to scroll up again and see. I got so sad all of a sudden. I'm sorry guys, like my momentum kind of went down, like not like it's your fault, it's just damn, like anytime I deliver that kind of message, like it makes me sad. I'm like, I want everybody to be happy and things like that, but I also know, realistically speaking, sometimes we have to hear things that we don't want to hear, um, in order to move forward and be where we need to be. So I'm gonna see who the next person is. um, like I said, that gap looks like it's getting smaller, which is nice. Um, Rosa, are you still here? Rosa, are you still here? You said you want a love reading. If you're still here, that would be great. Give you a moment to respond if you are. And if not, then we'll move on to the next person. Hands are cold. Okay, going once, going twice for Rosa. Are you still here? If not, then we'll move on to the next person. Alright, no Rosa. Rosa is not here anymore. Understandably so. Alright, let's see. Rosa. Who's after Rosa? Amiel, are you still here? That's a pretty name if that's how you say it. Amiel. Why is it doing that? It's just annoying, I swear. I find a better system than this. Amiel, are you still here? Amiel. Really pretty name. I just got stuck with the boring name of Michelle. Not to, you know. If any of you guys have the same name. um, let's see. Oh, my bae is here. I didn't even see you pop in. Hi, Michael. Let's see. Oh, no, it's not here anymore. Hopefully I say your name right. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna try to say it, Renisha Harris. I'm probably saying it wrong, but Renisha, are you still here? Renisha, are you still here? Last name Harris. Just in case I'm saying your name wrong, and if I said it wrong, I strongly and deeply apologize. Going once, going twice. No Renisha. Okay. Like I said, the gap is getting a little bit smaller. Okay, so now we're moving on to, and I think I just seen your name not too long ago, so I think you're still here. Devin, are you still here? I see you did ask like an actual question already in the comments, which definitely works out because then it allows me not to have to keep going back and forth. So Devin, if you're still here, you wanted to know, should you forgive this person that's on your mind and let a reconciliation take place? So Devin, are you still here? Because you did just chat a little while ago. Oh, you're still here, Devin, because you literally were like, you was like 3 comments away. um, so I'll give you a second to respond. And if not, then we'll move on to the next. Alright, so Devin, I don't think you're here anymore. Alright, so let's see who was after Devin. All right, Miss P, are you still here? Miss P, are you still here? Miss P she's been a supporter for a while, so I hope she is still here. Give her a second. Okay, going once, going twice. Miss P, are you still here? Alright, no Miss P, so we're gonna go back up. Gap's getting smaller. No, I keep saying that, but no, I'm serious. You see, like, you know, the past few people, they aren't here, so it really is getting smaller. Let's see. Jay, are you still here? Jay, are you still here? And I do see your question too. You were asking, how do people feel about you, because you could seem to predict things and know if they're scared of you. So Jay, are you still here? Going once, going twice for Jay. All right, Jay is not here. Okay, Diamond Girl, are you still here? Diamond Girl? Diamond Girl, are you still here? Nope. I'm gonna say each person's name like 3 times, and after that, that's it. Because I'm getting tired now. I'm sorry, guys. My energy's starting to go down. I'm still gonna make sure that when I read for you, I, you know, do what I gotta do. But I'm not gonna lie, I am getting tired. Alright. Sonali, are you still here? Sonali? Sonali, are you still here? Okay, going once, going twice for Sonali. My girl Lati is saying that someone is here that I was asking about, which was Diamond Girl, but I refreshed the chat and I don't see her commenting, so I'm not sure. Lati, can you respond in here like just like as a test? No, I can't see him, Lati. Why is it doing that? Yeah, no. I wonder if it's acting up because I've been on for so long now. Um, yeah, I don't see any of those names popping up. That's crazy. Thank you, Lati, for texting me. Because literally, I don't even see any more comments popping up at all in the comment section. That's crazy as hell. All right, so what I might do is this. Give me a second, guys. Alright, so please bear with me. I am going to go back to the top of this. Because I want to make a list. And I'm gonna start a new live. So for those of you who are still here, I promise you I'm not trying to, gyp you over reading or anything like that. But for the people who, alright, so I see Snolly never responded. So there was a Ricardo. Shay. Wish I should have done it like this the fucking first time. Sarah. Benita. That's my cousin's name. Benita. It's also a J, but that person never responded. Just put them on the side just in case. Latoya. Looks like Devin. SP. And Maya. Pretty name. Maya. Love Bug. Devon. Wanda. Nine. Lady A. Okay. So, wow. Got a lot of readings to try to get through. So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I am going to everybody who's here. Um, if you haven't done so already, and this is not a gimmick, I promise you. I literally don't see anything past when Evette said LOL. There's nothing else here. Um, and I really want to make sure I stick to what I said I was gonna do and read for you guys and try my damnedest here. um, so I'm going to start a new live. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't done so already, so that way when you come into the next reading, I'm going to start from where I felt I left off, and the people who I did call before, who my girl Lati just told me were in that. It was 3 different people. It was Devin, Miss P, and Diamond Girl. They were all apparently responding, and I did not see it. I promise you, I did not. And then there's going to be Ricardo, Shay, Yasara, or Yasera, Benita, Latoya, Amaya, Lovebug, Devon, Wanda, Nye, Lady A, and Kay. Because there's Devin and there's Devon. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I read for all of you guys before the end of the night. Yeah, so we're going to sign out of this one. Make sure that you subscribe so that way you can get back to my channel, and then hit the notification bell for the updates, so that way you know when I pop back on, because I'm about to pop back onto a new reading. I have a feeling that one thing about doing what we do on here with spiritual shit, eventually there's usually some type of technological issues. So this is not that far-fetched at all. It happens often. Get kicked out of the readings, things like that. So I do apologize, but now we actually do have a list going, and this is going to be for just the people that are on here. I'm going to put like continuation of list, so that the list is basically closed after this. I'm not reading for anybody else other than you guys that still were tapped in. So I love you guys. Gonna see you guys in like just a second. All right? Okay. See you in a second. Bye. Sorry.